Hi guys, welcome to my channel yet again. Today we are doing another Halloween makeup tutorial, and of course I'm starting off by covering my eyebrows really well. I kind of noticed that once you put on the got2b glue gel, you gotta wait for it to dry just a little bit, then press in the powder, pack it really well, and good to go. So today we're going to be wearing a ball cap, and this one is from Crazed. As you can see, the little logo has to be where the little logo is at. That's your front. So I'm just placing it on my head, pulling it really tight so I can make sure that there isn't any bubbles. So just adjusting it to my liking. And then of course I'm gonna make sure that I fold over the front so I can be able to see. Making sure also to kind of like point out where my ears are, so I'm just showing you guys that part. Then I'm just gonna cut the side area. I just need to be able to fold this thing over so I can see what I'm doing and not cut myself. And then once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the front. This Crayola, or rather bald caps in general, are really stretchy, more like elasticy, or should I say latex like. Oh well, like most bald caps are actually made of like liquid latex anyway. Should you guys need me to show you how to make your own bald cap using latex, let me know. So once I'm satisfied with that, I'm gonna go ahead and start applying this Crayola Original Pros Aid, and this is our glue. Basically it is a glue, so I'm starting off by applying it in the center, or rather on my forehead area. Wait for it to like dry a little bit. It's supposed to dry out clear, and then once that's good to go, I'm gonna press it down and make sure that I press in that bald cap really good so it doesn't lift. And then once we are satisfied with that, we're gonna go ahead and apply the sides. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is so that the glue doesn't completely dry out while I'm still trying. I just need to have more control over this. Then once I'm happy with that, I'm gonna go ahead, press it with my fingertips to make sure that it's really in there. It's stuck really well. Then again, I'm gonna go ahead on the ear area and apply some more Pros Aid and press it in. And then once I'm satisfied with that, we move on to the next step. And of course, you want to make sure that you apply the Pros Aid away from your hairline, because you don't want this adhesive anywhere on your hairline, because it can actually rip off your hair. So hence the reason why we're applying the bald cap so far away from our hairline and rather onto the skin and not onto the back. I just make sure that I really pull it tight once again, and then cut it where I feel that it's comfortable for me and also away from my hair. And then once I'm satisfied with that, I'm just gonna apply the glue right on my neck area. And then once that's dry, I'm gonna press it in once again. Also kind of like you want to try and rather rub it in, making sure also that there's no air bubbles, because that can really make it lift. Then once we're satisfied with that, we want to make sure that we take our acetone. You can use acetone or alcohol. I rather prefer acetone because it works much quicker and doesn't waste any time. So I'm blending out those edges so it can blending out those edges so you can look a bit smoother rather. And that's what this acetone is doing. It blends it in really well, and it's not, I don't get to struggle with this. Also, mind you can also use Pros Aid. If you don't have acetone, you can use Pros Aid, or you can use rubbing alcohol, and it will blend those edges well. But as I said, I much rather prefer acetone because it works quicker for me. And then of course, once we're done with that, we are going in with some foundation. I much rather prefer using a foundation that's much darker than my skin tone. That way you can actually see the difference. It kind of transitions very well. And then see, I'm just going in with yeah, with a foundation, of course, and that, what is it called, the wedge sponge, yeah, wedge sponge rather than a brush, because it's an SFX. At SFX you really don't want to damage any of your brushes. Not that the foundations would do that, but hey, less work for me anyway. So now I'm just bringing down that foundation onto my face so everything can look seamless. And of course, don't forget those eyebrows, girl. Don't forget those eyebrows. Cover them really, really well, and you're good to go. On to the next step. And also, please do not forget your neck area. Don't want to look like you're wearing a mask, although you're kind of like creating one from scratch. But yeah, blend out the neck area and move on to the next step. And actually, that's how you actually apply a ball cap. Yeah, done with that. Okay, now this is where our transformation continues yet again, and this is a mixture, silicone mixture, that I had previously mixed and wait for it to dry out. So I'm basically just applying it random places on my head, my bald head rather, and because it's somewhat dry, I'm gonna go ahead and apply baby powder just so it doesn't stick, because it's still a bit sticky. And then once we're satisfied with our, grabbing our grease color palette, and of course we are going in with some black. I really wanted this to look like a mole-ish, grossed out mole. You get the idea. And then I'm going in with a clean brush and I'm just blending it out a little bit so it doesn't look so filled in. Yeah, so I'm just blending out that black grease paint, and once I'm satisfied with that, again I'm gonna go in with that maroon-ish or dark, really dark red. Well, it's maroon anyway at the end of the day. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just apply it on top, because the black, we went around the edges and now we're gonna apply this on top. Then once again we're gonna be sticking in some here, and before we do that, of course we're going in yet again with Crazed glue yet again. And you can use liquid latex here, but Crazed works much quicker, much faster, and we don't need a lot. So I'm just sticking hairs, some hairs that I cut off my old wig, and I'm just gonna stick it randomly. Guys, actually this look was inspired by Wrong Turn. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of horror movies, so I thought, hey, if I could make my own Wrong Turn monster, let's see what I can pull off. So it's inspired by Wrong Turn. And again, I'm gonna grab red lip liner, and this is kind of like to draw out the outline of where I want my scar to look. If you need step by step on how to do this, I'm gonna make sure that I link it up here somewhere. And once I'm satisfied with how it's gonna look, I'm gonna take the collodion again from Crayola. I'm grabbing the collodion and I'm gonna be applying it on those areas where I did the outlining, and this kind of like gives an illusion of a very, very realistic scar, almost like somebody slashed your face at some point and it's kind of like healing. So that's what's gonna happen here. And then I kind of felt like, you know what, maybe I need to add something else. Oh, because that one alone wasn't doing it for me. So I thought I want more drama, more scary, more horror. So I went ahead and basically did another outline on the forehead. There's no specific way of doing this. As long as you've got that outline and you go in with collodion, you're pretty much done. And then I decided to put on this weird looking contact lens only on one eye. I thought I might give that a bit unique, so I did that. And then again, now taking my silicone mixture, this one is not completely dry, it's a bit wet. I want it to look like it's a bit runny, gooey. And once I was satisfied with that, well, mind you, I didn't have the patience to be waiting for it for like half an hour for it to get to the to the consistency that I wanted. So once again, I took some powder, went really heavy with it, and then once that was not sticky anymore, I went ahead, took my brush and decided to basically apply foundation with it. Not smoothly, obviously, But yeah, much more like stapling that foundation. And then once we were done with that, in those spaces that are left where the silicone did not, where I did not apply the silicone, I'm going in with the maroonish shade and I'm just applying it in those spaces. Like, I feel like my teeth are looking a bit too clean, so why not go ahead and discolor them? And that's about it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time, bye bye.